Yeah. The title is fine. Now the research question also fine. So we move on to scope and our tools, writing. Writing should be ESL writing or EFL. EFL writing. Indonesian EFL students. Indonesian EFL student di sini adalah harusnya Indonesian student who are participating or become the object of the research. What we mean here. I mean, what we mean by Indonesian EFL student, the students who are participating in the research projects, the research projects being investigated in this study. That's what we mean by Indonesian EFL student. Yeah. Literature review. We have to start from AI. Yeah. Yeah. AI. AI for writing, something like that. Because actually our research is yeah, focusing on searching for AI product, yeah, that's being used in the classroom. So the research, the literature review should start from AI. So artificial intelligence in ESL or EFL, EFL writing, something like that. So you have to focus on the writing. Do not open a broader spectrum. Now, so the first one you are talking about, as I said, AI, AI use in EFL writing, something like that, yeah. And then underneath, yeah, below, you can start from definition of AI, what you mean by AI, and I think you have to explain the development of AI program in terms of writing. You know, AI, right? I mean, AI application start from like the grammar checker, yeah, writing a spelling checker or something like that, and then develop into the paraphrasing tools. Yeah. I think that's the we can divide. Yeah, we can divide the AI. We can divide AI development or say generation, AI generation into three generations. So the first generation, in terms of writing, yeah, writing helpers. The first one is grammar checker or spelling checker. So we ask the computer to check our spelling and our grammar errors. And then the development of AI continues to become a higher level. The second level is paraphrasing tools. Paraphrasing tools already achieve higher level of intelligence because in order to be able to do paraphrasing, computer need to understand what we are writing. So I think that's very powerful. Uh, now, actually, we are in that stage right now, and we we could, predict that your research will be more on the second level, parapressing tool. So including in the parapressing tool is machine translation. So like Google Translate, because in order to be able to translate, a computer also need to have some kind of intelligence. It seems that computer understand what we mean is something like that. Yeah? So then, and the computer also transform the language into one language to another language. So they are in the same level of generation. So paraparsing tool and uh, and translation, yeah, tools, machine. They call usually machine translation. So MT. Kalau parapressing tool itu APT, APT kalau misalnya. Artificial parapressing tools or something. And the last one, so the latest development is large model language large model. Language large model. I don't know. Language large models. The computer, learn from, because the computer have access to do all published material, and then the computer learn from the language model that's from the writing available on the net, so the computer absorb and try to collect, something like the models of the language, and then also using NLP, natural language processing. So the computer learns the language structure that human have. Now, this is the biggest in today's generation. The example of the LLMS, large language models, is ChatGPT. So in ChatGPT, that's not only able to to paraphrase, but also to give more ideas. Now, but I think that's because this in the very early born, so very early stage, so you are not going to find many or even none. Because in Indonesia, usually we are late, in terms of technologies. It is hard to find technology being published in Indonesia classroom. So I mean, in your literature review, you discuss that one to present the scenario of artificial intelligence development in writing, in helping writing. Because in helping writing, we are talking about how AI help us. So the first one is about grammar checker, we have spelling checker, things like that. And the second one, the AI help us for translation and paraphrasing tools. Now, the product, you can mention some product, So like grammar checker, I don't know what's the best example for grammar checker. Kalau Grammarly, that's grammar checker, but Grammarly already the transition between the first generation to the second generation, because now Grammarly in the current level version can provide also the paraphrasing with a very good paraphrasing tools. uh, and then paraphrasing tools, perhaps the there are many. Yeah, I haven't tried every single. Yeah, what I usually use is Quillbot, but Quillbot is actually also the translation generation between paraphrasing generation to LLMs, yeah, LLMS or NLP generation, because in premium version, Quillbot also uh, uh, provide the extended writing, extended ideas. So, I mean, the tools give us more ideas that are not available in the original text that we put into the Quillbot. Though they've development that one. So I think from that three level of capability, yeah, affordances in computer, I think it give us the clear development and also the clear capability how AI is really helpful tools for writing. And then uh, the role of AI tools in EFL learning. Ini yang maksud saya terlalu broad. This is too broad because you cover EFL learning is covers every single learning of English. It can be listening, can be speaking, can be reading, but what we mean is actually writing. So it's better to say the role of AI tools for EFL writing, something like that, directly, but because you are not going to find the broad thing like that. So you only focus on the use of AI in writing. And then you have too many initial here, like construction, like NMT tools, AESS. Now, you cannot, uh, present this unless you give the explanation, because not every single people understand what you mean by that. Otherwise, you have to include it in the terminology. So because you have a specific terminology, so I think you can put it, yeah, put them all. Yeah. So that's why perhaps not too many to mention. Only the popular one, if they are just similar in function, so do not include all. Only the more or the most popular one that you can include in your literature review. So let's start one again from the top. I mean the literature review. So you start from AI for writing, and then underneath you can talk the definition of AI, the nature, what's AIs and how AI can be helpful for learning and so on like that. And then mana tadi dia? Artificial AI and writing. Yes, I think that's you need that section. You can discuss specifically how AI has been useful or has been used by people to help the process of writing, and also the challenges. Yeah. The challenges usually related to the vulnerability. Yeah, that AI is vulnerable to be the cheating tools. Yeah. They call it the academic integrity. So you can search, for example, if you want to find resource for reading, you can you can search like Quillbot and academic integrity, or AI for broader AI for academic integrity. So you will find uh, quite few articles that already being published that discuss the you know the people worry about the misuse of technology for academic. And that's actually a big topic because in reality, that's really happened. Yeah? That really happened. The big parts of education. That's also the reason why, for example, there are waves of resistance, yeah, or rejection of ChatGPT, for example, to be accessed, because they really worried that's really happening. Uh, it's hard to control or something like this. Now I think you can discuss that a little bit just to give some idea that technology is not always good. Yeah? It's really, I mean, it's like on both sides. It is useful, but at the same time, it is very vulnerable. And then I think the last part you have to talk, or can be in the same part, that artificial and writing. You can mention few research, yeah, already conducted, but the research that you need to find is not like uh, single research, because your 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 title is meta-analysis, so you also to find the meta-analysis. Yeah? So few meta-analysis already conducted, for example, yeah, regarding this. Yeah. Just to give uh, some example, yeah. Actually, there already one very current research, yeah, published by a lecturer from Malang, yeah. It's very similar to your project. So I think um, that can be also inspire you. So you have to mention here that, for example, the newest meta-analysis conducted by lecturer in blah blah blah, something like that. So find a few, two or three meta-analyses that already conducted, if possible, yeah, if available, meta-analysis that conducted in Indonesian context, because you focus on Indonesian context. So I think it's very informative if you give example of meta-analysis in Indonesian scale. But if not, you could, for example, give few example of meta-analysis that already conducted in other countries, but still focus on writing. So AI and writing meta-analysis. There are quite few already meta-analysis conducted, but not Indonesian context. Now, if if your friend asks you about the gap, so I think the biggest and the very useful gap is that our research is Indonesian context. It is very important. As Indonesian education, it is terribly needed. We want to know how technology already being used by teachers around Indonesia. So we really want to know about that. So I think it's very important, yeah. Even to some similar or exactly the same research already conducted, yeah, about AI and meta-analysis and writing, but because the context is different, then this research become very different. we 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 did, yeah. We are going to do very different research, something like that. All right, methodology. You need to explain more about meta-analysis. Yeah, there will be a few research. I mean, articles that will use that. You can, I think, you can learn from that one, from those articles. Yeah, how they explain. Usually, there are not many explanation. Yeah, about what meta-analysis. Yeah, they starting directly from the way how they use it. I mean, the way how they did it, like starting from searching the literature. So meta-analysis, they start the explanation from how they search the the databases, and then they set the criteria, like what you said already, inclusion and exclusion criteria, and then they also set the the what's that, the times, the period, yeah, like you said here, 2019 and 2023. And I think the keyword keyword is very important, because by looking at your keywords, we will understand the coverage of your meta-analysis. Yeah. Now here, your keyword still very general. Yeah, like AI language learning, AI language, AI learning, AI language learning, AI and education. Yeah. uh, for keyword searching, this will be okay. Yeah. But the more general your keywords, your work will be much bigger, because you will find more articles, yeah, that are not related directly to yours. Mana ya? I Yeah, I think you better you use, for example, you define in your literature review, you need to define what you mean by AI product. You need to mention, yeah, like Grammarly, for example, machine translation, uh, apa Quillbot, yeah, something like that. Yeah. Or can also start with ChatGPT, yeah, who knows, yeah. Now, that's become your keywords. Like, for example, Quillbots and writing tools, misalnya seperti itu ya. Atau apa ya, grammar translation atau Grammarly dan apa. Jadi we try to find the keywords from the name of the AI, because many titles, yeah, research titles mentioning the name of AI product they use. For example, the use of Grammarly to check blah blah blah, something like that. So meaning that they use AI product. Now, what I mean here, the definition of your, not definition, the coverage of your research, the keywords. So keyword, what I mean here, the first keyword that I mean is really what you really want to find out in your research. Meanwhile, the keyword that you present here is the searching strategy. So it's different. So the first keyword that you mean, you have to mention that the first keyword, this is the really prime focus of my research. So I want to find the AI writing tools, yeah, in the classroom. That's really my keyword. Then, in order to find that coverage, I need to use different kinds of keywords. Now, Mana ya, sebentar. I give you one feedback. You need to do something like this. I have also this proposal. Something like this. I mean, so by using this, yeah, we want to know there are three pages actually, but here I have only two pages. The first one is the identification. The was that um, the search engine that I'm going to use, yeah, and then uh, the screening process, yeah. The screening means the inclusion exclusion. Now, here you need to have this somewhere here berarti identification. Jadi di sini bisa ditambah keyword tadi itu, ya strategi keywordnya. Sorry, yang mana? Ya, ya. Bukan segini. Yang ini nih, yang tulisan kamu yang ini nih, ini nih masuk dalam yang di sini, nih identification. So in identification, we use as many keyword as possible but relevant. Yeah, the broader your keyword, the bigger your word. Nah, gitu. Kelemahannya gitu. Tetapi kita mendapatkannya lebih lebih sempurna. Nah, kalau yang tadi prime keyword itu letakkan di sini di screening, di mana terserah lah di sini pokoknya cari mungkin tambah satu lagi mungkin keyword apa fokus keyword misalkan keyword apa saja yang jadi apa inclusion seperti itu. Kalau kalau ini saya cuman hanya menjelaskan tentang exclusion saja. Kan not meta, not perception, not Indonesian, not AI application. Oke, itu metodologi. Coding procedures maksudnya apa nih ya? Hmm? Hmm. Ini coding procedure berarti masuk ke data analisis sebenarnya. Ya, kalau demikian. Nah, ini kan bisa makanya saya nggak tahu apa maksudnya. Uh, Salah satu cara data analisis adalah coding. Nanti coding emerging, wow, emerging what's that? Emerging themes gitu. Jadi nanti temanya apa gitu, your research berdasarkan procedure of the coding. Dia persis seperti kualitatif data analisis. Alright. Oke, untuk sementara data analisis, deskriptif statistik ini bisa deskriptif statistik, describe various methodology, frekuensi ya, what's that? Descriptive statistics such as frequency and percentage will be used to identify. So, meaning that you only have descriptive analysis. Ya, kalau di sini masih kurang, yaitu tambahlah dengan yang tadi coding tuh. Jadi kualitatif. Nanti kan begini ya, descriptive analysis you are going to, you know, uh, to count the frequencies, but the coding will be used to capture the to categorize what activities, what procedure, perhaps something like that in the classroom. Okay, I think that's good already. I mean you need to revise the points that I have outlined, but this proposal already take a good shape ya untuk meta analysis. Saya kira demikian ya, karena waktu juga kita harus siap. Yes. Saya kira cukup 3 ya. Ini kan ya we ask for tadi apa? What kind of AI, kemudian what level of school student ya, and then how they are used, how AI used in the classroom, something like that. Yeah, I think that's you are going to do only one thing, but you can have these 3 things, yeah, all together. No. Yeah. All right, that's it. Silakan ditutup.